What's up, everybody? It is I, the Juice Man, 3941. The Juice is back. That's right, episode 109. Welcome to the Gaming Roundtable, and this episode is called Firepro Wrestling World. I finally get to do the video that I wanted to do last night. It took me a minute to really figure out some of the structure of this game. I had to not only read some stuff on Reddit, and I had to read up some stuff on the Steam community. I had to watch some videos to even figure out how to do everything in this game. And I want to go over some stuff straight away with you guys. And I want to get into this because this is going to be one of the things that everyone, I think, wants to know, like how to do certain things in the game. And I'm going to go over this for you people who are interested in following me on the PS Network, my followers and my subs on YouTube. I appreciate you tuning in. Let's get at it. Now, Firepro Wrestling World has a kind of a bare bones menu, but I'm going to explain how to download wrestlers, how to do some things in the game so that you all can jump in this pretty much right away. Besides the offline play and all that, but going to edit mode. You're going to want to go to, the first thing you're going to want to do before you even think about downloading anybody, and this is something that I found out kind of the hard way, but now I figured it out. You're going to want to create a team, and when you create a team, it's going to have you do a create team option. And as you can see here, you want to go, first thing you want to do is create promotion. And whatever its short and long name might be, whether it's WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA, whatever you're doing, right? But you're also going to want to, after you create your promotion and hit create team, you're going to go back into create team and make a stable. So you can put all your wrestlers into said promotion stable. And that stable will give you an alignment option for heel or neutral or whatever. If you really wanted to break up like the entirety of each individual heels and faces and things like that. I haven't done that. I'm just kind of grouping anybody in WWE now into that. But you do have to make a promotion, and you do have to make a stable. So remember to do that first. When you want to go to download somebody, I'm going to go ahead and hit that. You're going to go to the this option, which is Firepro Wrestling Net. It will take you to their website. Now, interestingly enough, why it took me a minute, but when you first log on to this and you go to view FPWNet, and you're not going to see this because only my microphone audio is being broadcast right now. It's going to take you to the firepro-w.com Wrestling World website. It's going to make you log in to your PlayStation Network again, even if you're already logged in on the console, because that connects everything. And even though you can't see this on the screen, you're going to go to items and an item list, or you can go to top. If you go to item list, you can do a filter. There is, and you can go into and see what's going on in the community creations. There's an Impact Wrestling. There's all this stuff for the arenas. But if you just go to wrestlers, and I go to most subscribed, and I go to wrestler, and I go to pro wrestler as a category, because you have different categories, heavy and different stuff. I go to America and whatever with gender and hit search. And again, I know you all cannot see this, but you're going to see all the different pictures of the different wrestlers that's available, from John Cena to The Rock to AJ Styles and etc., etc. Now, when you do download somebody, and it's really important to know this, when you download somebody and you click on that particular person, and again, I know y'all can't see this, and I wish I could. This is one of the reasons I wish I had the ability to show this. If I go into, let's say, a character, you would click on that character, like here's a Rey Mysterio, and you'll see on this page, and I can describe it to you. You'll see the item, the wrestler name, who uploaded it, and different things about this character. There is no button for downloading. There's actually, there's a button called subscribe, and that's how you download the wrestler. So if I subscribe, it's subscribed. Now, you do not want to hit the circle button back. You just want to hit back on the L1 to continue to look at wrestlers, okay? So I'm going to close this off, and it should be back to the gameplay. Now, your character that you just downloaded will not be on the roster list. The only way to see and get that downloadable character is you actually have to physically turn off the game and then restart the game, and then your download will hit. And once you do that, and I'm going to show you this real quick, so you get the idea. I wish I could have shown more, but you'll end up going to the edit mode, and you'll go to let's see here, not wrestler editor or referee, but you'll go to let's see if I remember this. Maybe it is wrestler edit. Let's double check this. No, it's go back. Sorry guys. Again, I haven't done this but a couple times. I think you do it under the team edit. And yes, it's team edit. You go to the team edit, and once you want to transfer a wrestler, as you can see here, I've got my WWE guys. I've got, I got Big Van Vader. I've got Shawn Michaels. I've got Austin. And I got The Rock. I've got different people. The Undertaker, The Phenom. I've got Kane. I got Finn Balor. I've got Bray Wyatt. I've got Bill Goldberg. I've got Roman Reigns. But you see what I mean. But what you would do is, on this particular thing, right, is whatever you download, you have to move to whatever your promotion and stable is, as you can see here. One of the things that I couldn't show you on the website is a lot of the people have been putting up wrestlers. It's really from the Japanese side of things. So some of them actually have all Japanese names for their names, and some people don't. It just depends. I picked up some today, and that's how you actually have to go about doing that. You got to create a stable, and you got to create a promotion. Promotion first, then stable, either way. And then when you go to the website through the link that's here, this where it says FPW.net, it's going to ask you to sign into your PlayStation account, which you just do your email and your address, how you sign in, right? Your email and your password, and then you remember to hit when you log in, then you'll go to where you can download stuff. You got to hit subscribe. And once you subscribe, then you gotta leave the game, like back completely out of the game. You close the application, and then restart the game, and your download will start. And that's how you have to do that. That's really, really important for y'all to understand that. And there you have it with how that goes. And again, I just wanted to kind of go over that. When it comes to that, I have played a couple matches, and the game is actually pretty fun to play. I will say though, one of the things that I am kind of meh about, and I'll just do a normal match, and I'll show you, just to kind of show you. Wow. So it looks like to me, as you can see here, because of the on-air thing that's showing on the sidebar, you can see down below, everything is actually visible. If that sidebar wasn't there, it's really big, and you can only see half of the X and confirm and return the menu and all that. You can't even see it on my screen, and there's no option for the game to shrink. And I've got my PlayStation set on its enlarge and shrink on the borders to the smallest setting, and yet I can't see everything. But there's no way to change that in the options, and I'm hoping that Chunsoft gives some kind of option for that to make it to where it's easier. Now, PlayStation 4 Pro members might have a better time with higher resolutions and stuff, but for right now, I can't do a whole lot about it. So But here's how you do it. So you would click over to entry, and there's my stable. So if I want to say I want to use, let's say I want to use Steve Austin, right? I'm going to pick him, and you're going to hit confirm. You're going to hit it twice, and then you're going to go over here against the computer, and let's say I want to, let's say The Rock again, and then you're going to, this is your settings. Ask you your referee is, what ring you want to get in, is it title match, all set, etc. Your settings is going to give you your AI settings, and this is how you set up like run-ins, what all you'll want. There's a lot of interesting things that you can do here. That's pretty cool. I'm going to cancel that because I'm not wanting to do that. It's going to take a second to load. Now when you're done, you will hit entry finished, and that's how the match starts. And I'm going to try to explain the timing mechanisms behind this game. And of course, today's episode is brought to you by Beer in a Throat. Now, PC players have the option to use, with mods and stuff, have the option to use custom soundtracks. This is one of the loud people say. But I'm going to skip past this, and I'm going to skip past this, and I'm going to go to, and if you notice here, there's no way to do any options in the, that. What it is with this game, it automatically locks up. And that's what's going to happen now. And if you hear what you're listening for on the lockup is the foot stomp sound, boom, got it. It does take some time to get used to. You do have a 3D button that you it's actually better because you really got to listen to the keys on your he's almost right in the and the timer in the time to think about the wrestling is really arcade. Oh, he got me. no help. You have to like just kind of think about it. Catches the wind back. That's your breathe button. Again, he's pretty nippy in, so I'm not exactly sure. Oh wow, the rain, look at that.
1, 2.
Yeah, pretty sure I got it. Dragging him, what he's doing. I think he's trying to make me tap. And my favorite's so tired I can't get off and move. Rocket batteries on there. long match. Holy crap, I did this funny. I don't know how to turn there. There's the folk to the... Get the finisher with X and squared versions. Cool. I don't know how I did some of that stuff, guys. Bring it! Get my lungs made up. My guy's feet the whole way. Trying to figure it out. stop following me. Oh my god, he's got the people's elbow! I'm not really sure how I'm not really sure. For that. I think that was 2. Okay. It's kind of crazy because it's hard to, especially that wrestling Firepro has a learning curve, you're going to have to learn it. Try to figure it out with him. Okay, it just takes time to reload. So that was your basic match setup. Some of the stuff is weird and interesting. You do have a 3D button that lets you kind of like move around everything, and you do have like you do have some other things you gotta do with the 3D button. You can use X and squares also like a it's also kind of a, I'm earning like the crazy amount of trophies there, but X and squares actually also like is not just your finishers, but you can do moves with both of those two buttons together, because you got like a light and a normal and a heavy and all that stuff. But it does take some time to like understand like everything that's involved. So like it does have a much, I think, steeper learning curve than the 2K series, but it's still a really fun game. And so I want to go ahead and return to the menu, and again, some of that stuff I was doing off the cuff and not really understanding how to do everything. And there is an online play mode that was originally wasn't in the game but is available at launch. There's the offline play, and of course Fighting Road, which is sort of like their story mode. You also have your edit mode, which allows you to create, you know, whatever you wish as far as like a wrestler, referee, team, ring, belt, etc. And you can change the move names for moves, which is kind of nice. Of course, you got Fighting Road, which is their version of the story mode, and you can start from the beginning, delete the data return, and but I haven't gotten into the story mode to know what's all involved. But I just wanted to give you all a little taste of Firepro Wrestling World. If you like that arcade action style wrestling game, it's kind of like old school. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Super NES, maybe in 64 days, and just giving you a different type and style of to me that feels very, very different. There's your mission mode too. That's something that you can do missions and do stuff. It's just neat to be able to play a game that kind of has this old school, new school, and the game is fun. Like, it's a blast, and I really have enjoyed it thus far, and I definitely recommend it for wrestling fans, especially since you can download about anybody you need. Plus, it also features the superstars in New Japan Wrestling, which is great to see that. New Japan Pro Wrestling, to see them in there, and it's a really cool game. But it definitely does have that learning curve, but it does give you like the edit mode. For example, if you go to wrestler edit, I'm going to show you this too, and you want to create a new edit, and you can build from blank. the game's options are just almost limitless. His appearance, skill, parameters, the CPU logic, moveset. There's a lot you can do when you get into wrestler appearance, for example. Now the game does have some learning curve with this too, because you have different layers, you have different like pants, different stuff, and if you want like something like above a certain thing, there's for example, like, so you've got your stance, you've got technician, you've got wrestling, you've got power, luchador, mysterious, mixed style, boxing, strong. You can go size, you go to large, giant. You can do female wrestlers, obviously, which I don't know why that's going on with that. A small wrestler, but let's say you want to do a large wrestler. You can do different costumes for them too as you go. Standing pose, that's your stance, like that's how it's going to look. There are presets, you know, for different things. If you want to just kind of jump in, you got the face size, chest size, waist size. I mean, you basically got everything you can work with when it comes to what you would like to do with said character. Your skin color, the part preview. You can like check the different like heads, what it's going to look like. When you get into the different faces, there is so many to choose from. There is so many to work with, so many that you can just do and have fun with. And the game is so extensive with its thing and the different layers and the different things you can do that it's really interesting to get into. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of parts, hairs, clothing. That's why the community has came across and has made a lot of really interesting, like, again, downloads and stuff, because if I had to sit here and try to make everybody that I would like to make, yeah, it would be very difficult. Like, these are the different, you know, hairs, you know, you can change to. There's some that have, like, this look and masks, and, I mean, it just, now some of the stuff, of course, is locked, but some of it, like, is kind of a layered, like for example, that's a mask, and you have to layer different things to make it look good. I mean, it is pretty damn extensive. Like, you know, there's skull, there's, you know, a large variety of different hairstyles to choose from. So if you really wanted to do it right, you would just do it that way, you know, because you're basically trying to layer everything, and that's basically what you're doing. And the game is just really crazy when it comes to, like, the amount of options and customization and moves and everything you have. So you can really pretty much make anyone that you would ever like to make in this particular game. It pretty much has a ridiculous amount of move sets and different things like that. Like, you know, it's got all the finisher, People's Elbow, Stone Cold Stunner, F5, you name it, it's on here. You can edit the refs, you can team edit stuff, ring edit, belt edit, so you can really pretty much go all out and however you wish it to be, and create whoever you wish and whatever you want. There is a variety of exhibition matches between normal match, cage death match, barbed wire death match, landmine death match, SWA rules match, gruesome fighting, S1 rules match. The SWA, by the way, is basically MMA. You fight like with characters that are basically MMA fighters, so that's kind of neat. So you do have that MMA option and stuff like that. And this is just one to give you a base raw brown to see what this game's about and what it entails. And I want to tell you all, for wrestling fans, it really, you know, can't be beat. And I think it's going to be a much more enjoyable game to play than 2K18. And even though 2K18 will have that polish and that look and that style, it's just not the same. This has that old school feel, and the fact that the community is already like making tons and tons and tons and tons of wrestlers and stuff. I think everyone is going to really appreciate what the content that's going to be added down the road and what's available now. This has been episode 109, Firepro Wrestling World on the PS4, and I want to thank my subscribers and the people following me, and I want to thank you for tuning in tonight on this episode of Firepro Wrestling World. I'm asking you to tell your friends about me, tell them about the Juice Men, because I am the gamer telling you the way it is, and as always, gamers, good gaming.